Introduction: What is transhumanism and how does it imply for humanity? Transhumanism is an international cultural and intellectual movement that seeks to use technology to enhance human capabilities. It is based on the idea that the human species can and should use science and technology to evolve beyond its current physical and mental limitations. The transhumanist movement is focused on developing enhanced technologies, such as artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, gene editing, cybernetics, robotics, and virtual reality. These technologies have the potential to revolutionize humanity's future by allowing us to become more than we are today. This article will discuss what transhumanism is and its implications for humanity in terms of its potential to transform our lives in the future. Transhumanism is not a single, unified idea but rather a broad term that can cover a range of ideas, practices and concepts. There are many people who do not consider themselves transhumanists because they do not agree with the transhumanist position on specific issues such as artificial intelligence or genetic engineering. Transhumanism also has different perspectives on how to apply these ideas both in society and in our daily lives. For example, there is some debate over whether to use gene editing for medical reasons or for enhancement purposes. The movement has been criticized for being too focused on technology and its applications without understanding the consequences and possible ramifications of its use. One area is that of transhumanism as a social movement. The idea is relatively new, only developing in the late 20th century with the publication of the Transhumanist Declaration by Max Moore and David Pearce in 1998. A review of the first 10 years of transhumanism found that there was an absence of strategic framing or purposeful direction, which led some to say that it is not a social movement because it lacks such parameters. However, the movement has since developed into a wide-ranging phenomenon with many different perspectives and goals associated with it. The idea of transhumanism is to use technology and science to improve the human condition and eliminate suffering. The idea of transhumanism is to use science and technology to enhance human mental, physical, emotional and intellectual performance with the goal of removing all humans' limitations, such as aging. In brief, transhumanism refers generally to using technology in a way that changes the ability or nature of humanity. The term was coined by Julian Huxley in 1957. Transhumanist thinkers study the potential benefits and dangers resulting from harnessing new technologies for enhancing human intellect and physical capabilities. Transhumanism's impact on everyday life. Transhumanism is a movement that seeks to use technology to enhance human capabilities and extend life. It has the potential to revolutionize everyday life and is already having an impact on how people live, work, and interact with each other. The idea of transhumanism is based on the use of bionics implants, cyborgs humans, and other forms of human augmentation technology. These technologies have the potential to improve physical performance, increase cognitive ability, extend lifespan, and even allow us to interface with machines in ways never before possible. Transhumanism will continue to have a major impact on everyday life as more advanced technologies become available. From improved medical treatments for diseases to enhanced communication between humans and machines, the implications are far-reaching. Ultimately, transhumanism promises an exciting future where humans can become more than what they are today. Philosophical and scientific ideas about transcending the limitations of human lifespan and human physical form have been expressed for centuries, but it was not until the emergence of digital computing in the 20th century that a technological foundation emerged for transhumanist ideology. Academics debate over whether to credit Konrad Zuse with inventing the first computer as early as 1937 or John V. Atanasoff with creating an electronic computer at Iowa State University in 1942. However, by 1945 Alan Turing and his team were able to break Nazi codes using computers, ushering in a new era of digital computing. The world would never be the same again. Bletchley Park is a few miles northwest of Oxford, on the northern bank of the River Thames. It was established in 1917 as an outstation of Government Code and Cipher School at Parker's Piece in central London. It was originally called Shepherd's Grove, but it was renamed Bletchley Park in August 1939. Bletchley Park is best known as home to the Government Code and Cipher School, GCCS, during World War II. In fact, it served as or contributed significantly to Allied communications security throughout the war. It continued into the Cold War with a major contribution to cryptanalysis. One of its most famous achievements came in 1938 when Alan Turing devised a machine for cracking German Enigma ciphers without realizing that his own code-breaking work at Bletchley had already made this possible. The British Army introduced the first landlines telephone system in 1895 with the linking of Edinburgh, Newcastle, and London. The service used a single landline from each city to connect with a central switchboard at St Pancras Station in London, which was also used for international calls. In 1899 a second line was added by connecting Edinburgh with Birmingham using cables under the River Forth and English Channel to France. In 1903 this international link was extended through Belgium to connect London and Brussels, making it possible for residents of Britain's capital to call Paris direct. The operator in Paris would ring the operator there. This service was extended to Amsterdam in the Netherlands in 1905 and Switzerland in 1906. In 1927 a third line was added by connecting Bristol with Manchester. This service started to use copper wire cabling that could carry over 6 million telephone signals per second from London to Glasgow, Edinburgh, Liverpool and Birmingham. A fourth line connected London with Newcastle upon Tyne via this copper cable. The first satellite Earth station for telecommunications was built at the International Telecommunications Centre, ITC, on the Mount Pleasant campus of the University of Surrey in England, which would later become Guildford Institute of Technology but is now known as the University of Surrey Guildford. It was intended to provide a communications link between the UK and its colonies. IEEE 802 is a family of standards for local and metropolitan area networking, in order to allow different types of wired networks to interconnect efficiently. The benefits and risks of a transhuman future. Transhumanism is the idea that humans can use technology to enhance their physical and mental capabilities, extending the human lifespan and creating a more advanced species. While this idea has been around for centuries, modern advances in technology have made it a real possibility. This article will look at the potential benefits and risks of a transhuman future. We will explore how technology could be used to improve our health, extend our lifespans, and create new opportunities for human advancement. We will also consider some of the potential issues that could arise from such technological advancement, such as privacy concerns or unintended consequences of artificial intelligence. By looking at both sides of this issue, we can gain insight into what a transhuman future might look like and what steps we need to take to ensure its success. Transhumanism is the idea that humans can use technology to enhance their physical and mental capabilities, extending the human lifespan and creating a more advanced species. While this idea has been around for centuries, modern advances in technology have made it a real possibility. This article will look at the potential benefits and risks of a transhuman future. We will explore how technology could be used to improve our health, extend our lifespans, and create new opportunities for human advancement. We will also consider some of the potential issues that could arise from such technological advancement, such as privacy concerns or unintended consequences of artificial intelligence. What are the potential benefits of a transhuman future? Transhumans are able to use technology to eliminate many of the problems we face on a day-to-day basis. Some examples include, growth in population begins to become a problem. When transhumans are able to grow their own bioengineered organs and tissue, there is no need for the organ transplant industry. This means that people will not die with an organ shortage, and the price of transplants will drop significantly. The overall cost of healthcare also drops when new procedures can be developed that do not require expensive medical technology. In addition to these benefits, transhumans may also be able to develop more advanced treatments for cancer or Alzheimer's disease than what we currently have access to. The development of stem cells could potentially eliminate diseases like cancer or allow people to live longer. The promise of stem cell treatments is that they are exactly the same as their natural counterparts. This means that these treatments do not cause harm to the body and are as efficient at healing it. This is a promising concept for cancer and Alzheimer's patients because stem cells can be manipulated in order to deliver more powerful effects than what we currently have access to. Stem cells are important for regenerating tissues and organs. They can be taken from many sources including umbilical cord blood, bone marrow, and fat tissue. With stem cell treatments, we can potentially cure many diseases such as cancer due to the fact that they are able to differentiate into both normal cells and specialized cells. This is a very exciting concept considering that stem cell treatments have been shown to be effective in treating multiple different types of cancer with promising results. Many medical advocates claim that the use of stem cells could be life-changing because they have the ability to treat various forms of both acute and chronic diseases, such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. These experiments are taking place in a laboratory setting and so far have proven to be successful in treating rat tumors. This claim is not completely accurate. It is true that stem cells are able to cure certain diseases, but it is not life-changing. For instance, the use of stem cells has been proven to treat acute injuries such as burns and traumas such as car accidents. However, they have failed in curing diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's because these are chronic illnesses that can only be treated by prevention and education through lifestyle changes. Furthermore, they have failed in curing diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's because these are chronic illnesses that can only be treated by prevention and education through lifestyle changes. It's not a surprise that the U.S. has the highest rates of drug-related deaths in the world, Dr. Oz says, as he outlines science-based reasons why Americans are unable to adopt healthy habits. In addition, Dr. Oz points out that America is also struggling with obesity and being one of the most obese nations in the world at just over 30% body weight, much higher than Australia's rate of 18% body weight and China's of 14% body weight. In fact, he says over half of all Americans are overweight or obese. It's important that we take these statistics serious before blaming the exchange students. Obese and 34 million people have diabetes. This is a great example of how statistics can be misleading. What's important to remember, as stated in the article, is that obesity and diabetes are two separate problems. The ethics and safety issues surrounding transhumanism. Transhumanism is a movement that seeks to use technology to enhance human physical, mental and social capabilities. It has raised a lot of ethical and safety concerns due to the potential implications of such advancements. Ethical considerations in transhumanism include questions about the right of individuals to alter their bodies with technology, as well as the implications for society when certain groups have access to these technologies and others do not. Safety concerns with technology advancement include worries about security threats from hackers, misuse of data, or unintended consequences from new technologies. Transhumanism is an important topic that needs careful consideration from all involved parties in order to ensure that ethical and safety standards are upheld. Ethical considerations in transhumanism include questions about the right of individuals to alter their bodies with technology, as well as the implications for society when certain groups have access to these technologies and others do not. The proponents of transhumanism argue that such alterations are within an individual's rights because they will help them live happier and more fulfilling lives, but opponents argue that such enhancements may be morally problematic or even illegal due to concerns about potential harms. Some potential ethical issues include unequal access to such technologies among different populations, risks posed by hacking or misuse of data, or unintended consequences from new technologies. For example, some argue that, if reproductive technologies are designed to eradicate diseases by eradicating undesirable genetic traits, then the decision as to whom this should happen for and how it is carried out would be difficult. Aryabhatia, also spelled Aryabhatia, is an ancient Indian solar calendar developed by Aryabhatta in 476 AD. It begins on the first day of the month of Kumbha and uses a fixed leap year cycle where years are added which are fractions of days more than 24 hours long. The Aryabhatia has been used in India for about 2000 years and is still followed in some rural parts of India. In the following example, An argument about reproductive technologies being designed to eradicate diseases by eradicating undesirable genetic traits is made, and then questions about who decides this, how it is carried out, and whether or not this would be difficult are posed. The Areopagia is a mathematical treatise on astronomy and mathematics, written in the 4th century BC by Aryabhatta. It was translated into Latin in 1673 by John Wallis, 1616 to 1703. A British mathematician, who also coined the word algebra. The book has been used as a reference for over 2,000 years. In India, it is still followed in rural parts of India. In this passage, an argument about reproductive technologies being designed to eradicate diseases by eradicating undesirable genetic traits is made, and then questions about who decides this, how it is carried out, and what the consequences of these decisions are raised. What are the latest developments in transhumanism? Transhumanism is a movement that seeks to use advanced technology and science to enhance the human body, mind, and life. In recent years, there has been a surge in research and development of transhumanist technologies such as bionic implants and enhanced technology. These advancements are helping to improve the quality of life for those who have disabilities or chronic illnesses, while also providing opportunities for people to become stronger, smarter, or more creative. In this article we will explore some of the latest developments in transhumanism and how they could shape our future. Regenerative medicine. At the introduction of the transhumanist movement in the 1960s, scientists were focused on understanding how to heal injuries and disabilities. This research led to advances such as bone grafts and surgical techniques that allow for shorter recovery times. People now have new options for restoring mobility, including the use of orthotics that can help with conditions such as arthritis. There is a global effort towards creating a comprehensive registry of modern-day patients who are experiencing unusual situations and may benefit from these innovations. The Regenerative Medicine Database represents an unprecedented opportunity to explore emerging medical possibilities in order to facilitate future clinical trials. The registry was created by the Centre for Regenerative Medicine of the Canadian Institute for Advanced Research, led by Dr. James Thomson, who was largely responsible for the discovery of stem cells in 1971. The registrar is a web-based application that captures patient data and information on their medical conditions and treatments. Data is collected from all major healthcare centers across Canada with a focus on Canadian research institutions that are active in this field of regenerative medicine. The project has gathered data on over 6,000 patients so far, many of whom are patients at Toronto General Hospital's Centre for Stem Cell Regeneration. The Canadian Regenerative Medicine Registry is a database of stem cell treatments and regenerative medicine trials in Canada. The registry is the result of a collaboration between the Canadian Institute for Advanced Research and Toronto General Hospital, one of the largest centers for stem cell research in North America. Patients can view their individual treatment options, learn about the science behind their options, learn about other patients who have had similar treatments, enroll in trials, compare potential treatment approaches, and find doctors that specialize in regeneration-related medical practices. Regenerative Medicine Database. The Regenerative Medicine Database is a central point of information on regenerative medicine in Canada. It was created by the Canadian Institute for Advanced Research, Toronto General Hospital, and the University of Toronto with support from Health Canada and the Canadian Institutes for Health Research. The registry is a resource for stem cell registrants to assess their treatment options and find doctors who treat stem cell conditions. The registry has enabled over 3,500 members to participate in trials that address their concerns. Regenerative Medicine Database. Conclusion: embrace the possibilities that transhumanism offers. Transhumanism is a rapidly growing movement that seeks to use technology to enhance and improve the human experience. It offers exciting possibilities for our future, from increased life expectancy to improved cognitive abilities. The potential of transhumanism is only just beginning to be explored, and it can provide us with an unprecedented level of control over our own evolution. As we move into the future, it is important that we embrace the possibilities that transhumanism has to offer and use its potential for good. Transhumanism is concerned with the use of science and technology to enhance human physical, mental, and intellectual capabilities so as to improve quality of life. We want our technology to be able to enable us to make the world a better place. Transhumanists believe that humans can evolve beyond their current physical form, cognitive functions and technological limitations. When we do not have any limits or boundaries that control our future possibilities, we are free from constraints so long as we identify what those possibilities may be. According to transhumanism, the question of humanity is not merely one of physical evolution from a single species towards another, but also includes the expansion of consciousness and perception. In other words, transhumanism is more concerned with humanity's evolution in these aspects than it is with human physical evolution. The transhumanist believes that our potential is not limited by the constraints of nature, biology, or genes. Transhumanism opposes many social movements that try to improve society using a gradual approach such as socialism. Transhumanists believe in using new technologies and applying reason to overcome biological limitations in order to achieve superintelligence and augment human capabilities such as memory and intelligence through enhancement rather than through transformation. This is one of the main principles of transhumanism. Instead of trying to change humans for the better, transhumans would rather transform themselves for the better. Trans-species, a person who changes. It disavows any belief or concern for survival at the expense of technical progress in areas such as medicine and engineering. One does not need to be a transhumanist to see the value of technological progress and think that humans could benefit from further evolution. But one must be a transhumanist to believe that these changes are the only goals worth considering in culture and society. A lot of people have wondered, is transhumanism a religion? The central belief in transhumanism is based on the idea that humanity can create a better future for itself through technological progress. There are no religious implications in this belief, rather, transhumanists tend to be secular humanists who believe that technology can help improve the human condition. Generally speaking, all transhumanists are humans.